Okay guys, let's get started in today's What I Eat on the WW Green Plan program. This is breakfast, so this is the O'Brien potatoes. I'm going to take half a cup of that for 2 points, 2 eggs for 2 points each, and 2 of these carb balanced tortillas for 2 points each as well. And also this avocado salsa, which has become my new obsession, it's 1 point for 2 teaspoons. And I absolutely love this breakfast. I'm so obsessed with this, and I think that's the best part of Weight Watchers. You get to eat food that you really enjoy, and that makes it really easy to be able to stay on the program, and it also makes it a little bit easier to help you lose the weight and also help keep it off. So I'm going to start off with some seasonings. I love that onion salt from Trader Joe's. Oh my God, that is just the best onion salt I've ever had in my life. And then I'm going to use some of this Lari seasoning salt. And I am a little bit generous on there just because when I do add the eggs in there, I'm not going to season it anymore. And that's just the perfect amount of seasoning, but always season to your liking. I'm going to go ahead and cover my potatoes so they can cook a little bit faster. And I really feel like because I don't use any oil or anything in there, they tend to dry out a little bit. So I do add just a teeny tiny bit of water in there. Right, and I added just a tiny bit of water. I'm telling you guys, you need just the smallest amount. Okay, my potatoes are cooked just the way I like them. So I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit more of the non-stick spray so I can cook my eggs on that side. And like I mentioned earlier, eggs on the WW Green Plan are 2 points per egg. So my eggs are going to be 4 points. So I'm just scrambling up my eggs, slowly incorporating the potatoes in there because it's just all going to be one big delicious scramble to go inside of our tortillas. All right, so now I just have my tortilla warmer out. This is how I warm up my tortillas. You don't need one of these, but I love to warm up my tortillas on this. So this is the Mission Carb Balance tortillas. I love these tortillas. I cannot taste the difference between these flour tortillas and like a non-carb balance flour tortilla. I love these. They are 2 points each, but they are really big. So I love that. And the reason why I like this skillet so much is because I like my tortillas kind of like on the crispier side. And that's exactly what this little skillet thing is. I call it a tortilla warmer. I could be totally wrong. I have no idea what it's called, but it's just what I call it in my house. Right, now we're just adding our second tortilla on there. So good. Okay, now I'm going to show you how I assemble my breakfast tacos. So I'm going to take this avocado salsa. It does have a little bit of a kick, so if you don't like spicy, you might not like this, but I think it is so good. So I take 1 teaspoon of that and I spread it all over my tortilla, or do I do it over all of it or just half? Okay, so I spread it over half of my tortilla, and that's going to kind of like be my glue that's going to hold the eggs and potatoes in place. And I just discovered this little gem of a salsa. I think it was like last Saturday or something, and it hasn't even been a full week, and it's like almost gone. When I tell you guys, I put that on everything. It reminds me of that Frank's commercial. I put that on everything. It's so good. I was just love it. Okay, so now we're gonna take just half of the eggs and potato mixture, and we're gonna divide it into the 2 so we can have 2 breakfast tacos. So this breakfast and all actually comes to 9 points, which is still really great. I do have 30 points for the day. And now I'm just gonna attempt to roll these suckers up. After I put the salsa down, the avocado salsa, I realized I probably should have done it the other way so that it could have also acted like a glue to keep the tortillas close, but It's okay. Look how amazing that looks. I want to eat some right now. So good. And every single morning, I have my Alani Nu. I am obsessed with these energy drinks. They are so good. Okay, so some time has passed and we're gonna move on to lunch. I'm gonna make the 2-ingredient pizza dough. You guys, if you have been wanting to try this, but you're a little iffy about it because of the yogurt, freaking try it. This is so good. I'm so blown away. I just decided to go ahead and try it and make it. And when I tell you guys, I have been so obsessed with this. Even my youngest daughter likes it and she's pretty picky. It's so crazy. So I just take half a cup of the metal self-rising flour. So you take half a cup of the flour, and then you're going to take half a cup of the plain Greek yogurt. Now, this is the only yogurt that I've ever used making this pizza dough. I have heard that this is probably the best yogurt to use if you're going to make this pizza dough, just because this yogurt is a little bit on the thicker side. So yes, I was so iffy on trying this. I didn't want to try this for the longest time because I was like, that's just doesn't sound like appetizing to me. Yogurt as pizza crust. Now to me, I think the secret to getting this to taste so good is seasoning. I season the heck out of this. I do use some seasoning salt. I use a little bit of garlic powder just because I like my pizza to have the garlic crust. And then I'm going to use some of that Trader Joe's onion salt seasoning, which is my all-time favorite thing. I use it for everything. I seriously feel like it makes all your food taste a million times better. Now, if you do make this for the first time, just know that at first, when you're first making this and you're mixing everything together, you're probably going to be like, what the heck? This is never going to form a dough. How the hell is this even going to make my pizza? It'll get there. It will get there. It's a little messy at first. And at first I was like, this is not going to work. I must have done this wrong or something, but you have to get your hands dirty to make this. And I'm going to leave all point values in the description box down below. So I'll tell you how many points I use throughout the day and all that. Everything will be down in the description box. And also, side note, when I do flatten out the crust, I am going to sprinkle the countertop with a little bit more flour. I don't count that just because I try to keep it at a minimum. So I don't count that for any points. See, look at that. It is slowly but surely making a dough. It's so sticky at first too. So you just have to be patient and work with it and just know, promise the end result. It's going to taste just like a pizza. I just can't believe that yogurt and flour make pizza crust. And not just a pizza crust. You can use this for anything. Just dough. It just makes a dough. I can't believe it. And there I am, sprinkling the countertop. I'm trying to figure out how the heck to make all of this work here. It's a little messy here, but it's so worth it. Look, you guys, we kind of have a pizza crust kind of sort of forming here. And if you find it to be a little bit too sticky, just add the slightest amount more flour. Like just add the teensiest bit of flour. And then also your pizza will vary in size. Obviously, that's just going to depend on the crust that you like. I like a really thin crust. So the thinner the crust, the bigger your pizza is going to be, but the thicker the crust, then the smaller it'll be, but the thicker it'll be. Now I'm going to flour my rolling pin. And if you don't have a rolling pin, I think you can just use like a can. If you have like canned goods at home, that'll probably work too. But yeah, you don't necessarily have to have a rolling pin to make this greatness of a pizza. Oh God. And whatever you do, just be sure to flour your countertop. I remember the first time I made it, it was so tragic. I had formed a beautiful pizza dough. It was like the perfect circle. And when I went to pick it up, it completely broke in half. So I'm trying to make sure that I keep my counter floured. Just gotta keep flouring, keep rolling out until you get it to however thin or thick you want your pizza. I feel like a real pizza maker making this. Okay, so now this is just like a pizza pan that I got off Amazon. I just find it easier to use that. Look at that. Look at the struggle trying to get that pizza dough up. So funny watching. Because I know, like, in that moment, I'm just, look, it broke. It's so thin though, you guys. I like a really thin crust, but look how huge that is. That's what she said. It is such a huge pizza. And I am going to go ahead and bake the crust first. And I'm just going to add a little bit more garlic seasoning to this. I bake it at 350 for 8 minutes by itself, just because I like a really crispy crust. But look how huge that thing is. Okay, so while our pizza crust is in the oven, I'm going to go ahead and prep all of the ingredients and all of my toppings for the pizza. Okay, that is the Trader Joe's pizza sauce. It's fat-free and it's really good. So for 1/4 of a cup, it is 1 point and it's a really, really good sauce. I was really surprised by how good that is. So that's definitely going to be a Trader Joe's staple. And then next I'm going to measure out 37 grams of mozzarella cheese. All right, our pizza crust is out of the oven and it did thicken up just a little bit. And that is 1/4 cup of the Trader Joe's sauce, so that's 1 point for that. Next is the 37 grams of mozzarella cheese. That's going to be 3 points for the cheese. And then next is going to be the pepperoni slices. So I did use 11 of the pepperoni slices, and that is going to come out to 4 points. And you can use turkey pepperoni for less points. I just didn't have any, so I just used what I had. And then next I am going to add some jalapenos to my pizza. Those are going to be 0 points. So all in all, this whole entire gigantic pizza is going to come out to 14 points for the whole entire thing. And that's something that I just can't get over, because if you go anywhere and you have like 2 slices of pizza, that is usually about 16 points for just 2 slices, and I can eat this whole entire thing for just 14 slices. 14 points, I mean. Not 14 slices, 14 points, which is so crazy to me. Now, if you do add, other toppings, then your points will vary, but look at that. And I'm just going to bake it again for another 8 minutes at 350 degrees, and that is just going to be the perfect pizza for me. All right, you guys, so our pizza is out of the oven. Look at that. So good. It is so crispy and so delicious. And the best part about it is that my kids like it too. So, that's even better, because heck, you can give them a healthier pizza and it's just as good. I don't know why I'm like OCD or something. I'm literally trying to arrange all of the pizza slices the same as it was before I cut it. Anybody else do that? Or are you normal? Oh my God, look at that. 14 points for this whole thing, you guys. So freaking good. And it's so incredibly filling too, which is the best part because it keeps me from being a snacky mouth. All right, you guys, I'm going to show you how to make the most delicious pineapple upside down cupcakes. And some of the best, or one of the best things about these cupcakes is the simple ingredients. So you're going to need 1 box of the sugar-free cake mix. So you just take the whole box of that and you're going to dump it into a bowl. And then you need 1 egg to bind everything together. And then next you need some of these sugar-free pineapple tidbits. Now I only use 4, and I really feel like I could have used maybe like 1 more of the little cups, but I just didn't have any more. So just keep that in mind. They still came out really, really great and really moist. So yeah, you are gonna need all 4 of the tidbit cups. And also, I was opening the cups right over the cake mix because the juice is vital in this. That's what you need. Like, you're not going to use any milk or anything. So I needed all of the juice. I didn't want to take any chances of the juice falling over. So I was pouring that right over that, pouring the little cups right over the cake mix. So then you just take a spatula and then you give it all a good mix. Now, because I just used 4 of the cups, the mixture, it just seems a little dry, and you'll see when I'm pouring the batter into the cupcake tins, it's just not your average batter. I don't know if it's just because of all the pineapple pieces in there, or maybe it was just because I only used 4 cups. It just looks a little weird. So if you are making this with the 4 cups of the pineapples, just know that your batter is going to be a little bit weird, but that's normal. It's okay. Your cupcakes are still going to taste so amazing, and they're still going to come out moist and delicious, and you will want one every single day because I know I do. And like I mentioned, these cupcakes are only 4 points each. Now, if you have, or if you want to divide it and make more than 12 cupcakes, then your points will obviously be lower. But because I go ahead and I make 12 pretty big cupcakes, I don't mind them being 4 points each. As you can see, that's the batter that I'm kind of talking about. That's as runny as we're going to get. So I was a little, a little nervous at first, a little nervous, but they are incredible. I love these cupcakes so much. So I believe that I was on the side spraying the cupcake. Yeah, I sprayed them with nonstick. The easiest way for me to do this is to take a spoonful of the batter and try to get each little cupcake to be as even in size as possible. All right, now I'm just trying to even out all of the cupcakes, and looking back at this now, I can clearly see, I'm looking at this and I'm like, oh man, I hope I go back and add more to that one and that one. But you do have a ton of batter left. I kind of wish that I had, I don't know, I go back and forth. I kind of wish I had like another little rack or another little cupcake thingamajiggy. Maybe I could make more cupcakes. But these do come out really, really huge. That's what she said. And they definitely like satisfy my sweet tooth. I don't know if I've just gone so long with eating everything sugar-free and things like that, that I just never thought I'd be the person who takes a bite of something and I'm just like, oh my God, that's too entirely sweet. Like, that's me now, and that's okay. I just can't believe it. I'm such a sweet tooth person. I love sweets. So finding recipes like this is really great for my sweet tooth. All right, now we're gonna take our cherries and top them off. Top each cupcake off with one. I didn't even realize that these had stems on them when I bought them, but yay for stained fingers. Wait, what did I say? Stemmed fingers or stained fingers? I meant to say yay for stained fingers. I don't even know what I just said. Oh, look at me trying to fix that uneven batter. Okay, now these little bad boys are ready to go into the oven. I want to say I baked these at 375 for about 20-ish minutes, or you can always do the toothpick test because I know everybody's ovens are different. All right, and our cupcakes are out of the oven. They've been cooling for a while. I wasn't a savage and grab it while it was cold or while it was too hot. I'm just showing you guys how I eat it. This is gonna be the last thing that I eat for the day, and I do top mine off with some fat-free Ready Whip for a 4-point dessert. It is so insanely good. I want one just watching this video. And you can see they cook perfect on the inside, even though I only use 4 of the little cups. They're still super moist. They are so good. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!